welcome to Abhigyan Academy. Let us discuss an important topic of modern history, that is your 1920 non-cooperation movement. So if we see the background of this national movement, that is your 1920 non-cooperation movement, then we have to know about this movement, that this movement played a very important role in our freedom struggle. So in 1920, if we see the background or if we see the context, that why our nationalist leaders, including Gandhiji, they launched this non-cooperation movement against the British in 1920. Okay, so today we will discuss about this non-cooperation movement. It was a national movement against the British, launched in 1920, and this movement was led by Gandhiji. Okay, this movement was led by Gandhiji. And when it comes to the term, that is non-cooperation movement, so if we see the term non-cooperation, it means our nationalist leaders were not ready to cooperate with the British anymore. Okay, so our nationalist leaders decided not to cooperate with the British government anymore, and in this line only this non-cooperation movement was launched. Okay, now if we see the context, that why this movement was launched, then we have to understand that during this time in 1919, one important act was passed that was called as the Rowlatt. So this Rowlatt Act was passed in 1919 by the Britishers, and under this act, any Indian, if they have said anything against the government or they have published in any print media or something, then they will be arrested without any trial. So arrest without trial. They will be arrested without giving any chance to prove their innocence. Under this Rowlatt Act, the Indians were arrested without any trial. Apart from this, when people started revolting or resisting this act, so they have started opposing this act. So in that phase, in that line, the people were doing some kind of movements against this Rowlatt Act. So one such movement was going on in North India, that is near Punjab. Okay, one such movement was going on in Punjab, and there was this gathering. There was this gathering in the region of Jallianwala Bagh. Bagh means garden. But this gathering of the people was completely unarmed. Okay, the people gathered here just for doing peaceful protest against the British. But this British, what they did, they have ordered for open fire. They have ordered for this open firing on the unarmed people. So this is called as Jallianwala Bagh massacre, where due to this open firing, many people have lost their lives. Apart from this, the Khilafat issue was also merged with the national movement. Khilafat issue was associated with the Muslims, okay, and it was not directly associated with India. It was an issue of the Turkey, where the people were doing this movement against the British because their religious leader, the position of the religious leader, that is Khalifa, was abolished by the British. So Indian leaders like Gandhiji, they have decided to merge the Khilafat issue with the non-cooperation issue to bring a Hindu-Muslim unity in the national movement. Okay, so now we know the context, that why in 1920 this non-cooperation movement was launched. One was a Rowlatt Act 1919, another one was Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and the third one was what? The Khilafat issue. So in this line, our nationalist leader under Gandhiji have decided to launch this non-cooperation movement, and this non-cooperation movement had one popular demand, that we want Swaraj, we want self-rule. We do not want the rule of the British, we want self-rule. Okay, now there was a special session conducted by the Indian National Congress in 1920. Okay, so in 1920 September, this session was there of this Indian National Congress. There was a special session in 1920, and in this session a resolution was passed. Okay, a resolution was passed that approved the movement of non-cooperation movement. Okay. Now after this in 1920 again Nagpur annual session was there, and this session also allowed for this movement, non-cooperation movement. So these two session, Calcutta session and Nagpur session in the same year 1920 was associated with the non-cooperation movement. And after this, the non-cooperation movement was formally launched by the Indian leaders under the guidance of Gandhiji, and within a very short period of time, this non-cooperation movement was spread in different parts of India. Okay. Now some of the methods, if we see in the non-cooperation movement, since it was headed by Gandhiji, so his methods or his strategies will be followed in this movement. Like we have some constructive programs like the promotion of the khadi, okay, the rural industry, the handmade clothes. This was actually promoted by Gandhi. Then we have boycotted the British titles and honors. We have boycotted the government schools of the British, then law courts, foreign clothes, because in foreign clothes, in place of this, we were promoting our own national clothes. That's Swadeshi one. Then education, if we have found our own educational system, educational institutes were also formed. So these were some of the popular methods that were adopted by the nationalist leaders. During this time, this person, one very important figure, that was Subhash Chandra Bose. He was into the civil services under the British, so he also resigned to become the principal of National College. And many lawyers, we have our lawyers like Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, C. Rajagopalachari, Vallabhbhai Patel, they also gave up their practices, because I said that they have followed the boycott policy. Okay, followed the boycott policy. Now, within a short period of time, this non-cooperation movement was spread in different parts of India, and many people have participated in this movement. And since this movement was led by Gandhiji, so the methods that we will see in this movement will be in the line of Gandhiji. But what will happen from 1920 to 1922? Okay, 2 years, 20 to 22, this movement was there in a full-fledged way and also spread in different parts of India. What happens in 1922? There was a violent incident. Okay, one violent incident will be done by the nationalist leaders, by some revolutionary leaders, on the date of 5th February 1922 in a place called Chauri Chaura. Okay, Chauri Chaura is a place in Uttar Pradesh where some revolutionary leaders have adopted some violent methods against the British. So what these revolutionary leaders did, they have forced out a complete police station, and this police station had some police officers also. So when this mob, this revolutionary or extremist leaders, they set this police station in fire. So the police officers who were inside that police station, they also died. Okay, they have killed 22 policemen. When Gandhiji knew about this incident, because Gandhiji was a popular follower of non-violent strategies. Okay, he never promoted the violent strategies in the national movement. So when Gandhiji got to know about this, he he immediately demanded to withdraw this movement. Okay, he immediately demanded for the withdrawal of this non-cooperation movement. And later what will happen, on February 12, 1922, a resolution will be passed, that is Bardoli resolution. So in this Bardoli resolution by the INC, they have decided that now we will withdraw the non-cooperation movement. Okay, so after 5 February, Gandhiji, since he was the leader of that movement, he decided to withdraw this non-cooperation movement. And after Feb 12, this movement was formally withdrawn by the nationalist leaders. So what will happen, this movement, what will happen, this movement have marked a very important event in the modern history, because this movement became very much popular in different parts of India. Okay, in different parts of India, you can see this movement became popular. Okay, even in South India, this movement became popular, but due to that violent incident, Gandhiji have decided to withdraw this movement. So within a week after this movement was withdrawn. Okay, but the impact was very much seen on a larger scale, because after this, The British also have followed some conciliation policy towards the nationalist leaders, and we will see some of the offers that will be given by the Britishers to the nationalist leaders. But further, if we see, then no other offer would satisfy the demands of the international leaders, but it will only satisfy the demand of independence. It means the national leader will only be satisfied with the offer of independence. Okay, and this is how until 1947 our nationalist leaders were continuously involved in the struggle against the British till 1947 when we got our independence. Okay, so this is a part of your non-cooperation movement, your part of Indian national movement, that is very, very important. I hope this video is helpful for you. Thank you.